Alright. It looks like my audio is working because it's not telling me to change my privacy. So, alright, my beautiful people. Uh, Thank you for another day. Thank you for tuning in. So, I have decided to start creating content based on conversations that um, probably run through all of our minds, but we never get to really have. Or if we do, it's always a sidebar conversation, right? So today we are going to talk about not just the lighting in my camera, but if you can see on my mini blackboard, there's a title of Narcissistic Men and Women, or woman it says, but either way it goes, we're talking about men and women today. Narcissism. People who are so filled with ego that they create false realities and false narratives, but alter the victims, i.e., the person who's dealing with them on the other end, an alternate universe. So we're gonna talk about that. So I just have a story to tell, and then we'll go from there. So if you don't mind, go ahead and get comfortable, grab some water, something to drink. Do what you need to do. Pop that popcorn, and let's sip some tea. Okay. So I am on the dating scene, and I was dating this guy for about a week. And about the third day into it, I kind of noticed that he wasn't really giving in to me. He wasn't really showing his appreciation of being in a new relationship that he asked for, um, or the fact that he knows how to, just take heed to a woman. So as I'm bringing it to his attention, he kind of made it seem as if, that he would do better on paying attention to my needs, and even if he didn't know, he would figure it out. This is what I want. I deserve you, you deserve me. All this swindling of the ear. Okay, so a couple of days go by. Um, I just kind of noticed, like, wow, I'm doing everything and we're dating, right? Even though off of his moves, he came at me, he wouldn't let me out his presence. He had me laughing. Don't get me wrong, he was very charismatic. But, he pursued me. So, because I felt comfortable and I was attracted to this guy, I went forward. So, now we're back at day 5, and I'm just like, okay, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm doing adult things. I'm giving you my intellectual property when it comes to your business. We're swapping ideas, supposedly, talking about our past, getting to know each other. As I mentioned, the cooking and cleaning, buying things for your house, making your house a home. I'm exhausted. I do have a life outside of this man and other responsibilities. So I'm just noticing, like, there's no reciprocation, and I'm just being drained. And seemingly, working out with him early in the morning, going to the gym, and spending the night with him at night, these are all things for him. It has nothing to do with me. So, okay, whatever. So, when I brought it to his attention, he stated basically, after on day 3, he was going to work on it, if I felt any type of way. And now we're at day 5, and I'm just like, okay, where are we at with this? And now he hits me with, you're insecure. Oh, okay, I'm insecure because I brought to your attention, I noticed you were checking this particular lady out at the gym, and she was nice, like, nice little body, nice little face, whatever. And it's cool that, as a man or any attractive human being, you're going to see an attractive person and you're going to look, a little glance. blah, blah, blah. But I noticed he looked twice, and I'm just like, damn, like, are you a looker? You know, I've had those before, and I also had guys who don't look. But, you know, what are you? And, you know, he made me feel insecure, stating that, you know, I have to be crazy if a man doesn't look. Like, it's like a car. You see a nice car, but you don't go up to the man and be like, hey, you know, how much you pay for your car? And you don't drive your car? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, if that's your analogy. Red flag already flew up because I'm like, okay, if you ask me to be your woman, you're not showing any appreciation or any initiative of me being your woman, but yet you're kind of skimming the yard, aka looking at other women, and then blaming me for it, saying that I'm insecure, and I promise you that I'm not. So, okay, you know, again, just, you know, taking notes, right? So now, um, I really wanted to just spend time with him like 24 hours, the whole day. I wanted to see how he gets down with his particular um, day-to-day activities. And then because it's the weekend, you know, and I'm free, you know, I really wanted to see, you know, if this is a true relationship, you know, can we build? And if we're building, you know, are we together in this? You know, not just two separate people. So the weekend rolls around, and, you know, I asked him, hey, do you mind if I roll with you today? He said I would love it. So we roll around, and, you know, he's handling business, and I guess he has a business that he sells e-commerce products for like barbers, you know, and cosmetology, if you will. So, you know, we're going to different barbershops, you know, just what they call getting to the bag. Even though I hate that expression, it's so stupid, but you know, he's making his runs. He's, you know, doing what he's doing. It's Saturday. It's a busy day, and it's the weekend, and you know, barbershops are open. So, you know, a couple hours go by, and I'm getting a little hungry, and I was craving some oxtails, and you know, I wanted to get some, and I had called up the Jamaican guy, you know, for the oxtails. He's like, all right, you know, your order's gonna be ready, but you know, I'm gonna be leaving in a couple hours. You know, bring me some cigarettes. So I'm like, okay, well, hey babe, I want some oxtails. That it's this way, and you know, he's gonna be closed in a couple of hours. You know, I wanna, you know, get there before they're all gone because it's first come, first served. So he's specifically stated, you know, okay, I'm gonna hit as much as places as I can on the way. So I'm like, okay, all right, you know, put your girl first, finally, you know. All right, I'm gonna get my oxtails, and then, you know, in and out between there, you know, he can still, you know, make his moves. Man, a couple hours go by, I don't get my oxtails. The guys blow me up, you know what I'm saying? You know, where's my cigarettes? Are you coming to get this plate? You know, so we didn't go because he's still hitting his runs. And long story short, even though he promised to get, you know, nitty and petty, that didn't happen. So now it's late at night. You know, it was a successful day for him, very profitable. So he, you know, he wanted to go out. You know, he's like, let me show my baby off. You know, so we go downtown, and um, mind you, when I met him, we were both, you know, had a couple drinks in us. So I think his temperament was more reserved, right? So now it's been a whole week, and I think he let his hair down, right? So as we're downtown, as soon as I parked, like he didn't even let the first person walk by first. Like he immediately, hey, how do you say maybe in Spanish? And you know, two Hispanic girls are like, oh no, I don't know, I don't know. Clearly they spoke English, but just he's so aggressive. Like I would have did the same thing too, speaking English and be like, oh no, no English, right? No, one I clearly speak English, right? But he's just so aggressive, and I'm just noticing him. Like I've been around grown men, especially adult men, and I generally date men that are 20 years older than me, at least 10 to 20 years older than me, right? So you don't have to deal with all the, I don't know, miscommunication younger men will give you, right? So I'm like, he's not acting like a boss. I thought you had this own company, you're, providing the way on your own, you're on your own schedule. Like this is the complete opposite. Um, so, I kept continue. So now we get to where we were going, and it was late. We got there a couple hours later, so it was closed, and he was being aggressive with the girl, the bartender, and you could tell she wanted to leave. And he's just like, oh no, I'll pay you $50 to just walk us in the back way, like through the kitchen, and just doing too much for real. And I'm just looking at him like I'm grabbing on his shoulder, like, on his arm because we're holding hands. So I'm grabbing his hand, like, to pull it tighter, like, hey, just chill out, we're good. It's okay, babe, it's over. We'll go somewhere else. It's downtown. You know what I'm saying? There's somewhere else we can, pretty sure we can go. So he's still pressing the issue, and, finally I get him away. So we get to the light, and he's not talking, as in communicating as if he's waiting on a handsome cab or having some taxi. And I didn't know what he was doing. He just stopped in the middle of the street, and I'm like, dude, like, this is Colorado. People will hit you, and, like, let's get on the sidewalk. Like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, you're just bitching. Like, calm down. I got this. I got this. I got this. And I'm like, damn. All I wanted to know is, like, what we're doing, you know? You're not from here, and I am, so anyways, here comes the little pedal guy, right? He's like, oh, right, this is what I was talking about. See, have you just been patient? I told you I got you. And I'm like, okay, all you had to do is communicate, boo. So, anyways, so we get in the handsome cab, taxi, whatever you call it, and we get to our destination. So we get there, we order drinks. He goes outside, I guess, to like pick a specific place, because you know how outside the bars, it gets crowded. So, he wants the little table and the seats. So he goes, reserves that. I get the drinks, I bring him back to us, and we're cool, we're talking, and he has a very, very boisterous voice, and it's impactful. Like, it's very deep, it's very strong, no matter what he says, right? So he's talking about life. He's talking about, it's just me and you. We're out. Nobody's here. Um, and whatever, just going into our own little tidbits that I thought we would have, right? So now I kind of notice, people, I don't know, most people watch, and it's pretty funny, right? But not in a bullying or harassing or demeaning way. I'm not with that at all. And how he was doing is, like, every time the particular person walked by, he would state their ethnicity or species, whatever, and he would, mock what they were wearing or what he felt to mock them. And I was just like, it made me feel hella uncomfortable, because it's just like, man, no. Like, I've been around high value men, and I've been around nothing but street guys. And either one, this is weird. It's like you're not allowed to be yourself. So I'm still playing it cool, still playing it ladylike, and still smiling to make sure, like, the general public doesn't see that he's an asshole, and obviously I don't need to be with him. So, all right. So now he's biting on me, and this is one thing that I also brought up to him. Smacking my butt so hard that it hurts, and like biting on me, like, it's ridiculous. Like, okay, you can nibble, you can probably smack it a little bit, but not swear it hurts. Like, what in the world is that all about? So, he's yelling on me, and I'm telling him to stop, and now he's super frustrated, because now he can't supposedly be his fake self, is what I'm finding out. So now he's like standoffish. So there's a guy who asks, like, hey, is my friend's dreads real? And they were the opposite ethnicity of us. And I do hair. I have hair, and I don't know. His 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 locks, or whatever you want to call them, curled at the tip, at the ends. The tips curled. So yeah, I'm assuming they're real, right? Because, hey, fake hair to curl at the tips, and I don't know. It just looks real. So okay. So his tips. I mean, they look real. So he was like, and he said this before, like, if we're ever in public, I'm that type of guy. Like, I don't want nobody walking up to me asking me, silly questions, or just have them direct all that unwanted conversations to you, and if you want to talk. So in this instance, he said that to the guy, like, hey, look, I'm not that type of guy. Hey, direct all questions to her. So I was like, hey, yeah, I think your drugs are real. So, they're going through what they're going through. And so I'm like, we finished drinking our drink, and I'm like, okay, but I'm ready to go. Because obviously we're not having a good night. And we already had a little bad night before we even got here. Kind of show his abusive side. I didn't mention that. But, so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's just go. So we get some food. Well, he gets some food, right? He never asked me if I needed anything. He's eating some food. I'm like, okay, let me have some of your food. And then he's like, all right, well, go order some, baby. And I'm like, okay. Never pulls out no money or nothing. So I, go order me some food or whatever, and I'm eating. So he's like, all right, I'm going to go get us somewhere to sit. So he goes back in the bar. And so I noticed when he was going there, he had smiled real brightly at this Hispanic lady. And I was like, oh, okay, there he goes with this stuff again. But, and it's a difference. Like, I've been with guys who are just being regular men and being nice. It's a difference from being nice and flirting. Like, that's a total difference. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I get in, and he has more drinks. He's spilling drinks, and he's already drunk. He already drunk the whole bottle that we had before we even got to our destination. So he's really intoxicated, and he's really like nerve wracking, and he's really showing me his true self. So I'm a little just like nerve wracked, like annoyed, if you will. Like, this is ugly. This is a guy that I was like, oh, I was so excited to be dating, and I'm so proud of him. He's a boss. He's standing within his own. He's righteous, but there's little things he's not saying. But hey, it's only been a week. We'll get past that, man. So now I'm like, I don't want no more to drink, and I don't think you need anything else to drink. Please drink all these waters and not the alcohol. And I told you not to even get none, so you wasted your money. We still had alcohol in the car, like, or at the house. Um, so that you haven't opened, like, dude, like, chill out. So happened the same lady that he smiled at. He looked up by real quickly, like looked up and looked down. So I just laughed, closed my food, and kindly walked away. So he texts me like, you're weak. And I'm like, no, I just don't appreciate you just looking at chicks in my face. And we're not even having a good time. So honestly, we can go our separate ways. My car is at your house. My keys are in your car right now. So, and you have the keys. So, I'll just wait for you to come back to the car, and I'll get my keys and we'll go our separate ways. Like, I don't even want to argue with you. This is just, we're done. So, he's like, yeah, you're weak. I'm done. I don't even want to mess with nobody like you. Like, go on your separate ways. Find your own way home. Like, I'm done with you. Don't call me. Don't text me. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, what do you mean don't call me? Don't text you? My keys are in your car. Oh, my goodness. So, he finally gets a handsome cab on the way back. He's so drunk. He gives this guy, like, $80, right? And it's like a $20 ride. But he tips him $60 and, whatever. So, I'm trying to get my keys, and now he's trying to start the car and trying to, like, only open it on his side. And I can't get in, and he just wouldn't let me get my keys. So Finally, he lets me get my keys, and I walk away. And he's like, just leave, just leave. I'm like, all right, I'm walking away, I'm gone. Like, it's not going to be hard for me to get a ride. I have money, I could get in a cab, I can catch an Uber, I can, who cares? Like, this is just disgusting. Let me hurry up and get back to my house, to your house, and get my car. And if I can't get my things out of your house, so be it. It's just material stuff, right? So I get halfway down the block. You know how like you could feel somebody behind you or just run it up. You can hear them too, right? So I turn around and it's him, like, get your ass back in the car. Oops, excuse me. And I'm like, man, you just told me to walk away. Like, what is going on? And he's like, no, I said get back in the car. And I'm like, well, whatever. So this whole little domestic dispute the whole night really was like, okay, this is a red flag. And I was done. I don't really think we should continue. And if we do continue, we're going to have to pull the reins all the way back and slowly go at this thing. What is it that my deal breaker is? What is yours? Things like that. Because this right here, I've never really done this. And especially in this magnitude, I've never had that before. So, he just kind of punished me for the whole night, saying, like, I'm a drunk. Um, you don't remember anything that happened. You need not to drink. You turn into a whole different person. I'm like, what in the hell? How did you flip this whole thing? I had one shot, and that was before we even came here. Oh, I'm lying. We had two, because when we first got here, we had that shot. You know what I'm saying? So, two shots. One before and one here. No, sir. I don't think I'm drunk at all. I'm totally recollecting the whole entire thing, what happened. Oh, no, you're not going to put that on me. And, I really liked him, so I felt kind of like, damn, was it really me? Like, was I really drinking too much? Did I switch up on him? No, girl, no. So, um, later on that night, I asked him, I was like, hey, I don't want to, overstay my welcome, and I don't want to, be all in your space. I want you to have your space too. Spend 7 days and we've been in each other's face the whole entire day. You know what I'm saying? Um, so, how about let's just pick some days that, I'll come stay the night. And I was like, maybe like Sundays and Mondays, since that's like your slow days. He was like, no, 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 I'm chilling, I'm chilling. I'm like, all right. So, had my stuff. I didn't pack it to go in the car, and we had a phone call. Phone call just gave me a really weird vibe, right? And so when he got off of it, I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna leave, and I'm gonna act like I just gotta go home and wash my clothes. Since it's 7 days a week worth of dirty clothes, I might as well, go wash them. You don't have a washer and dryer here, so I'm not going to laundromat. I have a washer and dryer home. So, um, I'm packing all my things. And these are just the clothes, like not like my AAA card, like not, little minor stuff that I had over there. My soap, my shampoo, my Palo Santos, like just little knick-knack things. Like, I wasn't grabbing everything. I was just grabbing my clothes, right? So I'm packing my clothes and I'm, putting them in the car. And he's like, excuse me, he's like, hold on. Don't leave my house without showing me some love. And I'm like, okay, okay. So we give each other this sideways hug, and he kisses me on my head. And, he's like, well, am I going to see you later on? And in my head, I'm like, it's already like damn near 9:30 at night. So you think I'm going to go home? That's like 30 minutes away from here, and then come back just for what? That's what I had in my head. And I should have communicated that. But I thought, waiting all the way, I don't know, I just assumed, he would have understood, like, shit, it's 9:30, why the fuck would I come back? I'll see you in the morning, right? We'll be going to the gym like we usually do, right? But that's my fault for assuming it. And this lesson taught me a whole lot. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to effectively communicate. You have to. It's a must, because you'll be shoulda, coulda, woulda after the whole situation, and you could have just effectively communicated. And regardless of how it ends out, you know you effectively communicated shit. So like, so um, so whatever. So later on, I texted him, and it was because of that feeling I got from that phone call. So I said, you know what, babe, I think we should really take a break on things and, you know, really, really get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have family, I have family, and I don't want to just rush into things. So, you know, until you get to tell me about your family and I get to see your family, you know, I don't want to bring my family around you or anything like that. So he never responded. And I thought, you know, and I guess I should have called him instead of texting because I'm big on that. I can't stand texting, but it's already so awkward. Like, so I just decided to text. And I got no response. So you already know, like the whole night, I'm like bubbling, like what in the hell? I can't wait to see you in the morning. So by the time the morning comes, I get over there first thing in the morning. I knock on the door. He doesn't open it. He looks out the window. Yeah, what's up? Like, what you mean? Yeah, what's up? What's up? Can I get the rest of my things? Can you talk? What's up? He's like, I'm not come back another time. So I just walked away. Like, look, we already had a horrible weekend. I kind of already knew it was gonna be over anyway. So, whatever. I'll do it on your time. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So now I'm just like, you know, all this is going through my head, and I'm like to the point where, you know what? I think everything that I had a feeling of was right, and now that I really, really checked out, he's blaming me for it. He's punishing me for it, right? So a couple days go by, you know, I haven't heard from him, so I'm reaching out like, hey, you know, why haven't I heard from you? You know, are we gonna hash things out, or can I get all of my stuff, or what's really going on? And basically, he's telling me, you know, I'll bring you your stuff when I get ready. It's, you know, it's not on my list of concern of things, and you know, you just forgot it because you got all your stuff when you left, and you should have got it all. And you know, matter of fact, you know, I told you, you know, if we're not together, you know, when you see me, don't speak to me like we done. There's no need to go back and forth. There's no need for clarity, closure, none of that. And I'm like, oh my God, he's cold hearted. Like, what do you mean? Like, okay, well, so you're saying I can't get my stuff? Like, I use organic products, so the soap that I had was like a $20 soap. So I gotta spend another $20 because you don't want to give me my soap, or you know, just little stuff like that. Like my shampoo, organic shampoo, that was like a shit, probably a $15 bottle, and it was for the little one, like a 4 ounce bottle. So yeah, I'm just like, wow, like you're being very, very vindictive. Are you better? What's going on? So a whole week and a half of him saying, "Oh, I want to see you. I'm gonna see you. We need to sit down face to face and talk, and not like this. So I'm gonna be so busy for the next couple of days, and um, you know, just give me some time. You know, sometimes I work late at night, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So you know, you just gotta understand if I don't reply to you, that's why. If I don't call you, that's why." And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right, well, you guys, you know, all right, well, can I see you? He's like, well, you know, I'm gonna get in the shower and I'm gonna go to bed. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. But I'm like, all right, when I just talked to you a couple hours ago, you said you wanted to see me 3 times and I ignored you because you're not saying, okay, I want to see you, so this, that, and the third. You're just saying, I want to see you. So when I asked her, I said, so when do you want to see me? Oh, well, it don't have to be soon. You know, I was just letting you know. Okay. All right. This shit don't add up. And based on the vibe that we had, you know, you told me you fell in love with me. You know what I'm saying? And so it kind of inspired that love, feel like, okay, well, I love you too, you know, but you got to reciprocate that. that feeling. It can't just be one-sided. I'm a good woman. I know I am. So, like, let's go with this. He basically was ignoring me for a reason, like how they all do, right? So, my intuition, my feeling, my gut feeling was like, nope, don't listen to that. Even if you go over there, like something's gonna happen, and I'm been popping up, right? But he just never got caught. He was always telling me, go home, go home. So, girl, ladies, gentlemen, man, I popped up, okay, with the headlights in the driveway. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, more. Beep, 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 beep. Man, he come out like, what's up? Like, what? You're not invited. You're unwelcome. What are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm just like, okay, I'm not invited. Okay, that's weird. Just last week you was telling me you love me, and all of a sudden you're telling me it's all about communication, and I'm trying to communicate with you, and you don't want to communicate no more. Oh no, you fumbled the ball. You had a real one. You didn't know what to do with it. Yeah, I see why all your husbands left you. Yeah, you don't know how to handle this. You fumbled it, and I told you, I didn't want to be with you no more. And we was good. We was good. You went your separate way. I went my separate way. You said you needed a break, and I was like, okay, this is the second time this girl said she needed a break, so I'm gonna give her what she asked for. And I'm like, oh wow, but you just didn't say that a few minutes ago. You just said you wanted to see me, but it didn't have to be too soon. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna take a shower and go to sleep. Okay, so guess who comes out the door butt naked? Some young little girl. Like, it was so funny, y'all. Just wait till this part. So, she come out naked like, babe, what's up? He's like, oh man, go in the house, go in the house. I'm like, she's like, are you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, see, I knew it. Like, you've been avoiding me. And I've been asking you about other women. I was having a feeling you were talking to other women on the phone or whatever the situation is. It was just weird. And look at this. Matter of fact, and like I said, that's why before she opened the door, I said you smell like pussy. He was like, oh, you tripping. Nigga, I'm not tripping. She right there. You fucking me raw, and it's a week and a half later, you fucking a young little crackhead, meth head. She a meth head. Meth head raw? Like, what are we coming to nowadays? People are putting up so much of a representative, but don't get me wrong, red flags are always there. But it was like I had already invested. So going forward, y'all always put your boundaries up front, like the day one. As soon as you meet that person and you get that little bubbly feeling or whatever little feeling, you gotta put your boundaries up right there. Okay, like I'm single, and this is what I'm not, dealing with this. Because of this, that, and the third, I give this, I give that, and I'm not expecting this. But however, I have to, it's setting your standards. It's not saying checking out your list. A person got to check off your list. You'll be single forever. But no, it's setting standards. I won't tolerate disrespect. I won't tolerate a cheater. I won't tolerate not communicating. I won't tolerate stealing. A person who's on drugs. All of that. Those are standards. Stating your standards. A person, I won't tolerate a man who or a woman who won't date. I won't tolerate a woman who or a man who doesn't know how to organize their finances. Like, those are standards. Those are just examples, but those are standards. So do that up front. So I'm so glad he came into my life, because I forgot to gauge that. Sometimes you feel so comfortable with a person, you think you know them all your life, and you're like, oh, this person will never hurt me. Like, oh, look how we vibing. Like, no, there's no way. That be the main person. And it's sent as a distraction, so I always put your boundaries up front. But, so long story short, I ended up fighting a girl twice, right? So he pulling me up off of her, and she's 20, and I'm like, girl, what is you, 20? I think she said, like, yeah, I'm 23. And I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm 36. She's like, oh, damn, you almost 40. Okay, bitch, what is you saying? Because this nigga's 43, so me and him are in the same age bracket. You're 20 years younger than him. What are we all saying? He lied to the old one, but like how he just said, you know about me. You just said my name, right? So, and it was just so crazy, like, and that's why everyone should always have self-defense mechanisms, and not just coming from the streets. Well, you from the streets, you don't know how to fight anyway. But girls, like, dudes know how to fight. They're not just throwing weak ass retarded punches. Like, you know, learn how to fight. Direct your punches, land your punches, know where you're going to throw your punches. And I'm just overpowering this girl the whole entire time to where I got your shoulders, like, and I'm on top of you, to where I could have elbowed you, I could have hurried up and stood up and just stumped your ass. I could have did on top of that, but you know, he's pulling me off of you on both times, and I'm just crying. Like, what the fuck? Why am I fighting a little 20-year-old girl, and you talking about you love me? You know, I got my people all around you. I'm introducing you to my people. We're sharing business ideas. You know, I'm telling you about my business ideas and my business. You know, wow, really? Like, who does this? Like, who are you? Who are you? And he's like, you know, I've been wanting to tell you about her. I wanted y'all to meet. How are we supposed to get money together? No, I'm not on that, dude. What are you talking about? I don't need nobody to help me get money. And not in the sense that I don't need to network, but you're not a pimp, or you're not my pimp. And if you're pimping this little girl, that's on y'all. But you did that for me. So, whatever. A day and a half later, he texts me basically saying, you know, I'm so disappointed in us. We let the gods down. You know, I never want to see you hurt. I never want to see you sad. I never want to see anything bad happen to you. Um, you know, I'm so disappointed in how everything turned out. I wish nothing but the best for you. And I really wasn't going to respond at first, but I'm like, man, considering all of what transpired within those little 7 days, it's like you have the audacity to even say anything. And then, first of all, if it was so much love, respect, or even care, like, especially the type of woman that I am, that little girl wouldn't even been able to touch me. You know what I'm saying? So that was a first. You know what I'm saying? Even when a nigga is wrong, like, you should never let girls fight, especially when you're in the wrong. But obviously, he wanted to see that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, just going back and forth with him, and he's just like, you know, I was serious about you. I was serious about it. I'm just like, who are you? He's like, I'm the man you fell in love with. See, manipulators. So, okay, with my backstory, right, of what just happened recently on the dating scene. You know, I could go back into, you know what, men ain't nothing, and this is why I'm single, and, you know, I'm just good. I'm not going to be attractive, and because I'm tired of, you know, none of that, right? So, narcissistic people have to have victims. For one, once they find their victim, who what they seem is gullible, but we could just be extroverts, we could just be empaths, we could just be free spiriters, you know, and just free flowing, loving energy. And they see that because they don't have that in their life. So, you know, it's like a vampire, you know, so they attach themselves on it any way that they could, you know, no matter if it was um, giving them compliments or charming a person or helping a person out. It was all done for a reason. It was calculated. So, and then once you notice that, and if you're a real person that's real in tune with yourself, you're gonna notice that off the bat. Even if you don't notice it, you're gonna feel it. So once you do, you kind of withdraw yourself, and they feel it. So they're gonna try to play on your mind, like, oh, you don't love me, or oh, you're insecure, or um, just things like that. You know, everything is different because for a woman, you know, she could probably say, oh, you don't love me, you've never been there for me, you know, I never had nobody, and I just, you know, I'm scared, or I um I don't want to lose you, but I don't know how to do this. And it's just all the things that just sound too good to be true, because let a person say all that and their actions show, that means they generally didn't know, or they generally did mess up, or whatever it is. But no, narcissistic people are really master manipulators, so they know how to play on your mental by saying certain things just to grab you back in, reel you right back in, so that you go back to that up and down roller coaster with them. So, um, you know, and to all you master manipulators out there, again, there was a lady who basically stated that, you know, you taking whatever it is from a person, in the end, is your detriment, because it might have been temporarily broken us. I mean, broken, like damn near killed a person, right? But they didn't, right? They survived it, and they're able to somehow, some way, make it through and recover. But guess what? For you guys and gals who are master manipulators, who are suffer from narcissistic personality and ways, uh, the results that follow you for the rest of your life are unveiling. They're so detrimental that it's going to come to your health. You're going to be alone. Everything or everyone around you is just going to be exhausted. And you're literally going to, like, say if you had your own business, you won't have nobody to work for you. So you literally have to go sell every little thing that you would literally have somebody else, do. So it's like your well runs you dry. So, it was a hard lesson, but it's also to spread awareness that, we can overcome and we can help people heal by always, always, always effectively communicating. I don't care what's on your mind. Find out how to deliver it, because delivery is everything, right? But you do have to say what's on your mind. You do have to say what you feel. You do have to state the moment, because that moment, once it's gone, it's gone. And misunderstanding can last a lifetime, right? So always remember, if you're put in a situation where you're flustered or you can't think, take a moment, close your eyes, woosah, inside and out, or breathe, however what you want to do, count to 10 or whatever, look away, then come back to it, and then be like, you know what, I don't appreciate this, I noticed this, is it possible if do you think that or do you think that, or when you do this, I see this, or when you do this, I notice that, or, you know, so, use it in second person, but always try to look at their feelings, because these people are suffering as well. And it's not our problem to heal their ass, but they're suffering from deep-rooted trauma. Something happened to them to where they either thought, and it could be good or bad. Master manipulators could probably have been at a child, said that the first time that they stole something, or sometimes the first time that they lied, right? And they got away with it. And you get that adrenaline. You're like, oh my God, that feels so good. Like, this person really thought I did that, and I did it. You know what I'm saying? So they went through their whole entire life getting away with it. But now it's become a habitual pattern. So not just in their mind state, it's in their actions, it's in their life, it's in their livelihood, it's become them, you know? So for them, it's reality. So for to have to someone that, I mean, they truly, like you said, he is truly serious about me. Yeah, I'm the best thing this probably man ever had. You know what I'm saying? And probably not, but all I'm saying is, for you to be manipulated. And then, so, oh yeah, the funny part I didn't say is when the girl, so when she was running up on me, you know, kneeling down like Tiffany Haddish talking about, or whoever would be doing that, like all the way down, she threw her wig off, like how that Montgomery Brawl captain threw his hat off. And her hair was like a bald fade. She was like, yeah, he be lining me up. Like, oh, I was like, oh my gosh. You have the nerve to correct me, because I'm street. I'm real hood, I'm not ghetto. But when I talk to him, sometimes I slip out, nigga, and, little bitch, I'll slip out some things. And he's like, oh, hold up, watch yourself. I don't want my woman talking like that. Correct yourself. Now go again. I be like, who the fuck does this nigga think he is? Like, how you gonna correct somebody? Like, and it's the difference between, like I said, like a ratchet ass, ghetto ass female who just every word come out her mouth It's just unarticulated. You know what I'm saying? I'm intelligent, I'm resourceful, I'm articulate, I'm intellectual, I'm spiritual. Boy, bye. So if you can't allow me to be me, then yeah, we really wasn't meant to be. Okay. So let's see, we almost in the hour in, so let's see. I'll let it go for a little hour. A little 15 minutes more. So let's see what else we can get out of this. And that goes for jobs, ever just any relationship in a relation in life, right? That could be your neighbor. That could be the person in the office. If you live in apartments, that could be your HOA. That could be your job. That could be your business. That can be a separate entity. There are narcissistic people all over the world, and they are all around us. So you gotta take a stand against these people because, again, like I said, when they create these false realities, some people have been living this reality for 20, 30, 40 years. It takes 30 days to build a habit. After 7 years old, you're accountable for all of your actions. So after 7 years old and 30 days after that, oh my God, that's embedded in it. That became their DNA. And if they had children, they pass that on to their children. That's why there's a lot of men out here who are not nothing, and there's a lot of women out here that are not nothing. Because they come from households that they suffer from a narcissistic personality. Parent. Or guardian. Or figure. Whatever. But these are people who lost control, but only found control by controlling a situation that they shouldn't be controlling. Ain't that weird? That's like trying to control the weather. Hard. How the hell are you trying to control something that you didn't even create? Abortion. Periods. Sexuality. We are in times that we are changing things that cannot be changed. And then get mad when the repercussions come that are unfathomable. Why? Because y'all playing with things that don't need to be played with. People been getting away with things that they shouldn't have been getting away with. And you think 2020 happened. You think corona inside of the eye, the iris, all of that, the sight. You didn't think all those planets aligned for nothing. No, we are perfecting. And perfection is balance. So we are in balance. So anyone and anything that's not seeking balance, you will get balance. We are all caught up on being distracted by going to work, going to school, getting BBLs, drill culture, going to funerals, watching TikTok, watching Snapchat, getting on Monkey Chat. We're all distracted by things that mean nothing. So when you transcend from here or expire or retire to the ethers, what did you learn? Did you build interpersonal connections with the people and things around you, the animals, the insects, everything around you? Or were you so caught up on what someone taught you, what you think is right, that you missed life all in itself? Oh no, life is just that we come and die and that's it. No, that's not, because before, death didn't even exist. So, we're so caught up on Trump and Biden and Karens and things that don't matter versus things that do matter. Loving one another. Edifying your fucking self first before you go correct someone else. It says it in the Bible. Don't try to clear out my eye without clearing yours. The blind leading the blind. And that's so much people right now. We're so caught up on, conversations and nothingness. Like nothing matters. Nothing is real. Fake is real and real is fake. Innocent people dying. Children, men, women dying for nothing. Because lack of guidance, lack of correction, and lack of love. Love yourself enough to not manipulate someone. Love yourself enough to take a chance. Because that's all life is. It's, that's the only thing that's going to be constant is change. Nothing stays the same. And I'm over the saying that nothing good lasts forever. It does. Everything good lasts forever. Look at the fucking earth. Look at the sky. Look at the trees. Look, everything lasts forever. As long as you keep it and maintain it as forever state. If you think it's forever, you're gonna treat it as precious. You're gonna honor it. You're gonna preserve it. It's gonna be sacred, right? Just like a relationship is scarcity. Just like now, because we don't take hold to our relationship. We're in a hookup culture. Sneaky links. Like, what in the hell? Back in my day, it was a homie, loving friend. Now it's called sneaky links. What in the world? I'm so glad I don't have social media. And it took me a while to even start this. Like, my channel started damn near 2, 3 years ago. So I'm just now getting pushed to really start, like, really speaking. Like, all the majority of the guys that I date, you know, if they're not profound, I'm not attracted to them, or if I am attracted to them, we just ran our course, right? But it seems like I run into a lot of people who are just lost. And it seems like what you guys are calling NPCs, it seems like it's a lot of people who are just nonchalantly pushing, I don't know, cognizance. Distant cognizance at that. But I don't know, I try to make up an acronym for that and it didn't work. But just people who are just docile, like don't have a thought, don't have a soul, don't have a mind. They're just here. Oh, have you heard about the nuggets? Oh, have you seen about Trump? Oh, I can't stand these fucking black people. Oh, I can't stand these fucking white people. Oh, that bitch is fat. Oh, that bitch is skinny. Oh my gosh, these people are so poor. Oh my gosh, these people are so rich. Caught on everything that is external. Because we all bleed the same. We all go to the bathroom the same. We all hear the same for those who can't hear. For those who can't speak. You know what I'm saying? Be appreciative. We take for granted for so much. And so now that I'm on that topic, and this will have to be for another video, but for all you foreigners that are coming to America, I'm all for life. I'm pro-life. I'm all for having a chance to provide for your family and yourself. But if you don't do your history, shut the fuck up. Understand that if it wasn't for certain people, and it's not just pale faces, it was people that look like me that sold us out too. If it wasn't for those people who sold us out and allowed the pale faces to take representative of a corporation and build it to an empire, to the biggest empire known to man, westernized western expansion, y'all wouldn't be thriving right now. None of you will have businesses. None of you will have houses. None of you will be economically standing to call yourself white, because there would be no status. If you go back to your country without trading currency, you will be a peasant, as what they called us black people over here, as poor, ignorant, and just dead. You know what I'm saying? So please respect every black person that you see. They are the original and true people of America. They didn't come from Africa, because our phenotypes are not even phonetically, we don't even look alike. I don't even know if I said that right, but our phenotypes are not the same shit. We don't look alike. Jamaicans look like Africans, yes. Phenotype, that's where that came from. Transatlantic slave, where they dropped off the career off the islands, yes, that's where it went. Haiti, they look like Africans, yes. Phenotypically, they look like Africans. You go to Belize, you start seeing some of them look like Americans, some of them look like Africans. That's where the mixture was. So, and again, South and North America were pretty much one. Another reason was Belize and South Americans and Dominicans, they look like Americans. Because we were all one. So, no, I'm tired of you fucking Africans and Ethiopians telling me I'm African. I'm over that. Because I'm not African. You're African. And you're not even African. You're Ethiopian. You're not even Ethiopian. What is your tribe? All these new names that the pale faces gave. There was no dictionaries. There was no hospitals. There was no schools. That didn't have to do with science. And science as in it all. You can't have holistic. You can't. It has to be holistic. So meaning when we have the sciences, we talked about the stars, the moons, the elements, people, death, life, everything. It was everything. Alchemy, everything was it was all one. It wasn't separate. How you all separate, you conquer and divide, and you separated it. You know what I'm saying? So we are in this time where it's enough is enough. You have been noticed. People are waking up like this so-called woke culture. You know, people are rising their frequencies, coming into the knowing. Some people don't even have souls, and they're spreading a good high frequency spirit. Some people do have souls, and they're still propagandizing. They're part of the problem. So all I'm saying is understand who you are, understand where you came from, and then once you find that, it's gonna hurt. Just like when I found out who I was and where I come from and why my hair looks the way it does. All of that was hurt. The truth hurts. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Don't be so quick to gravitate to somebody else's history or lineage based on his story, based on what someone told you. Some of you are not from these planetary systems. Some of you just have high spirits. Everything on earth, on Terra, has a spirit. Not everything has a soul. If you didn't come from a particular planetary system outside of Terra, you don't have a soul. You might have a spirit, but you don't have a soul. So this is for all you yogas and all you tarot card readers and all you people who think you're vibrating high. Yeah, you have a high vibrating spirit, but you have no soul. First of all, to have a soul, you have to look like the soul. And you have to have neuromelanin. That's pure blank. And if you don't want to accept that, that's where your hatred comes from. But for those who do accept that, they can transmit that energy as lost into being found. And you can rise your energy to where you can align yourself with the soul. And go to different planetary systems because you did the work. You know, we have to do the work. Imagine being on the lowest of the bottom of the toll while people are living the good life based on our lineage, our pedigree. That's cold. Black people are at the lowest no matter where you go, and we are at the highest in spirituality when it comes to everything. And we're not even black, and that's just what it's called, but, you know, as original people. So, I mean, that's crazy too. Right? This credit system. There's people who are billionaires who are not even from America, but they're billionaires based on America's GDP, gross domestic product. How in the fuck is that? That hurts my soul. But the only thing that I can do about it is make sure that I spread awareness and truth through myself. I live throughout truth, keep learning and exploring through others in life, keep reading, keep experiencing, and connecting with others. That's how you do it, while raising my frequency. Like the movie Wiz, Ashe to all of you. You know, count your blessings and cut your losses. Even though I don't believe in the word blessing, because etymology is called be less. But just, you get the gist of it, right? So we are at an hour, 59 minutes. So I will continuously putting more videos out. I have more microphones on the way. I have more cameras on the way, but I have to pick up my setup. So this is our first video, and again, I'm simplistic. I'm not worried about that. It's about the message, right? So when this message hits the algorithm, it will be for those who need to hear it. Chop it up, short it, do what you need to do. but I'm continuously putting more and more videos out here for those who need to hear my voice and share your voice as well. This is a share community. This video is for mature audiences only, but I do children videos as well. So until next time, have a good one.